All right, what's up? How's everybody doing today? I am back. It is Monday, January 11th. We'll be playing one game as these Cleveland Spiders right here. Gonna take a look at the starting pitcher first. It's Rod Anderson for the Detroit Tigers. He's hot so far. The stats for the season, not too bad. The Tigers aren't great, it seems. We beat them a lot in the Sims, which was weird too, because we really took care of Kinsler. Yeah, he's only 8-5. That dude usually does so well, but again, yeah, only 8-5. Anderson's 5-7. Let's look at the pitches real fast. I know he's a big cutter guy. Yeah, so cutter to start. It's going to be 99 break, 99 velo, 97 for the velocity there. Okay, controls at 78. That's good. When you're looking at pitchers for control, if it's like above 70, it's going to be a useful pitch. I kind of like use that as the number. It's like 65 or 70, and then they're like good enough. So usually guys don't have like five pitches that they control and have like velo or have everything on for five pitches. There's no player on the roster that has five dominant pitches. But again, yeah, Anderson looks good here with the slider as well. Those pitches are going to look similar because the slider doesn't move as much, and then the cutter does a bunch. Then it's the two seam. He doesn't have a four seam fastball. Last pitch is a changeup. Changeup universally have kind of made like not super great. I kind of feel like some guys don't have the feel for it, so the velo isn't much off the fastball. Control isn't too much. There's some guys who are like changeup pitchers. Anderson just has a changeup because a lot of pitchers have changeups in the break at 69. So yeah, a lot of break here, a lot of break. So Rod Anderson will be their starter. Let's just look through the lineup real fast. Just looking for injuries. I don't see any yet. Rojas is in the minors. There's Beltre. He's a bench guy. That doesn't really impact their lineup too mumuch. Welcome to whoever's watching. Appreciate every one of you. Miguel Rodriguez is hurt. There we go. That's another one. Pinero's in the minors, and that's it. So it's really just Rodriguez is their only starter that's out. And then I traded Grant Taylor there, actually. He was initially Indian. Hello, hey, hi, Eggy Chick. That's my mom, for anyone. And I do need to mention as well, we got up to or above 50 followers. So I'll mention anybody who followed since the stream, the last one. It's Go Blue 81188. I know you're a big Tigers fan, playing the Tigers today. He's in the World Series in his franchise. Congrats! I got to watch a couple of his games. So thanks for the follow. BK Lucy, I know you personally. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. I believe you were the 50th. Raider Ren, welcome. Fryer R8 R9, again welcome. And then B underscore Rage, welcome as well. So we're at 53 starting today. Thanks again to everyone. Let's just jump into the game then. I got Tyrell Ayers going. He's initially a free agent in the new roster, and I decided that the roster I'm using here, I'm going to upload once I reach affiliate, which actually isn't too far away. I just need. See, and there you go. These other ones. Injured shin contusion. All right, well, that means we're going with the next starter. That's going to be Felipe Zorate. That's our number one. Sam and Michael are watching too as guests. Welcome. Those are my mom's friends. Welcome. Appreciate you as well. Oh yeah, but what I was saying though, I'll upload the roster I'm using once I get to affiliate. I'm very close to affiliate. I just need the time played. I believe I'll get to it tomorrow. So we will post that roster tomorrow if I do get to affiliate. Look in the vault. I'll also make an announcement on Twitter about it. I'll probably actually post it on stream if I get it, if it works the way I think it's going to. So I'm not gonna mess with the lineup too much. I do like this spider lineup too, so we're not gonna be messing with it too much. Just jump right into it then, right? And here I'll go back to full screen. That's just me in the corner. Again, if you're here watching, say hi. I want to know who's here. I don't know. I just like to know. So
We are under the lights this evening as we get you set for another edition of
And of course,
baseball
if you
on
didn't
the
know,
show.
I'm a
Ought to
Brewers
be a
fan. I
good
live
one
in
here
Milwaukee,
between the
so I wear
Spiders
a lot of
and
Brewers
the
shirts on
Detroit
stream.
Tigers.
This is one of my
It's
favorite
Tigers
ones.
baseball,
Nice
and it
little,
starts
you know,
right
the entire
now.
state of Wisconsin got the logo right in there, and it's yellow. I like the yellow.
Rod Anderson will be on the bump for Game 2 of the series. What do we need to know here, Danny?
Hey, you can't always judge a pitcher by the numbers. I know the ERA is into the 4s coming into this start, but he's actually a pretty solid pitcher. And every once in a while, he can throw some decent games in there. It's not
Welcome
easy
to anyone
having
who
an
is watching.
ERA
We are
under
playing
4
in
in
Detroit
baseball.
as
He's
the Cleveland
slightly over that,
Spiders here
but
in
this guy's a
Detroit, just
better
about
pitcher
to
than
start.
that ERA
You're
indicates.
here just in time.
Now at the
So
plate,
welcome.
Homer Webster. As we take a
Webster.
look there at the difference in his numbers between June and July. Cut fastball
That cutter
taken
is
for strike
fast.
one. So guys,
Hey
these
Raider,
Tigers,
welcome
as they
buddy.
begin play here tonight, come in trying to bounce back from a loss last time out, but they've been in good form lately.
Tigers are
5-2
fourth.
over
I
their
believe
last
we're
7.
fifth in the Central.
Yeah, Matty B, we're
So
looking
that's
at a
not
team
good.
right now. They're just playing some average baseball through 4 games of this homestand. They split at 2-2, D-Row, and I think they expect a little bit more.
We are approaching the trade deadline too. So I mentioned it before when we were playing as the Spiders. I need to think about if we'll trade Paul Keys or if I'm going to hold on to
Checks
him.
his swing, but this will be strike 2 call.
I'm not sure. I really don't know if he's going to stick around as a free agent after the year anyways.
Swing and a
I can't
line
see the
drive.
ball out of his hand. That was lucky.
And a base hit, so the leadoff man is aboard.
The shadows aren't great for the start.
Hey guys, he was obviously trying to bury that slider down and in.
I believe it's supposed to be a night game, so we're just like getting towards the sunset here. Yeah, it looks like it's like a 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock start kind of thing. Not ideal for watching or tracking pitches in the first couple of minutes.
At the plate, Corey Jackson.
Yeah, I can't see the
He'll
ball.
take a look at a high strike that time. It's 0-1. 264 is average entering play. 1 home run, 27 driven in. As a look, now the pitch. Started to go around there, but he holds up ball 1. And set up behind the dish is Eric Summers.
So I mentioned it before, Jackson should be a Hall of Famer. He retires after one season usually, and then he goes straight to the Hall of Fame. He's got some good career stats. We can look at him later. Everyone wants to see him. But again, he's also on the new roster, which I will upload once I reach affiliate. That should be tomorrow.
Now a ball
Again, I got lucky.
the gap in left center.
I can't see the ball handy at the start. And I was really thinking that was going to get further in the gap too. Perfect right there.
Look at the starting lineup for the visitors in this one. Dero, how do they lock up a series victory here on the road?
Matty, this lineup is built on.
Again, yeah, I didn't mess with the lineup. This is just what the CPU gave me a start here.
I don't even think the third base coach gives a steal sign. I think a lot of these guys have the green light. So be on the lookout for that today.
Into the box, Paul Keys. As the first pitch misses to him, it's ball 1. The 1-0.
I don't like swinging when they throw a slide step like that. So generally just, it's an auto take, and then if that's a strike, it's fine. I'm okay with 1-1.
Early swing there as he pulls it foul to the right side. Now the 2-1 pitch.
Right down the middle. I'm just not getting it right away. I can't see the ball right off of his hand.
Some serious tee work if he can't put that.
Also, that's 97. I mean, 97 down the plate is something I should still make contact with, swing on, and should be 2 like that, especially with my number 3 hitter.
Pulled toward right center field.
What's up, Ramjet? Ramjet, yeah, welcome. Thanks for checking in. Appreciate you. Appreciate anybody who's here. Go ahead and comment. If you haven't already, I want to know who's watching. Should get to affiliate tomorrow. I do have the 50 followers, and tomorrow will be the 7th day in 30 days. The weird requirements that Twitch
So
has
now
to
it'll
get
be the
there.
4-hole hitter, Eric Rowe,
So we
as he'll
should
get
get to
his
that
first
tomorrow.
opportunity in this one. From the belt, kicks and deals, and it's fouled away.
Going to be lots of cutters from Anderson. That's his #1 pitch. The primary pitch in the show, they always throw so much. Like, you can give him like a bad primary pitch and he'll still try to throw it as often as he can.
Waved at and
Which I did do a couple times in the roster too. I didn't always
When the
give
pitcher on
someone
the mound's
the
established
#1
and this
pitch
kind of
isn't
heater,
always
you got to
their
come
best
off
pitch.
everything else and find a
I
way to
just
get
wanted
that
them to
bat
throw
hit
it the
in the
most
zone.
frequently, and that's how the game is kind of set
looking to
up.
put
Where
him
like
away. Here's the
the
0-2.
first guy's not a good one to swing
Checked
at.
his swing
Where the
there. Did
first
he go
one
around?
is like
No,
just the
says the
most
first
common.
base umpire. Ball 1.
So consider that when you pick your pitches as well, that you should look at
The
their
1-2
attributes of all their
is a
pitches.
swing and a miss. That's
Sometimes
strike
that first
3.
one isn't their best one.
Felipe Zarate.
So I got Zarate going. He's my #1 starter here with the
What's
Cleveland
your take on
Spiders.
him, Dan?
One of the things that jumps out if you look at that stat sheet, a very high whip coming into this start. One of the things he's going to have to do a much better job, keep traffic off the bases, keep the walks down, try to limit.
Yeah, Ramjet. Yeah, the plan is that I'll put it in the vault once I get to affiliate. I might even do it on stream. I'll definitely send a tweet out about it once I do it as well. And it'll go on
Is at the
OS.
plate now, and he takes
Lots
a
of people
cold
check
strike.
OS still as
Yeah,
well.
you should take a look at our visiting club.
Yeah,
as
Twitter,
they enter
OS,
play
and
here
I'll
this
probably
evening.
talk about
They've
it on
been
the
hot
stream
of
later
late,
too.
winners in 4
If I get the
straight.
notification
Yeah, guys,
from
you know what?
Twitch,
As
I'm
well
not
as
entirely
I
sure
do,
how it's going to work.
being in the clubhouse before the game, this team's riding high. 4-0 to start their road trip. They're more concerned about what they're having for dinner than worried about the opposing
And then the
pitcher.
plan actually is that, so I'll put this one up, and then I'll actually put up another one right once MLB 21 drops. Of course, we don't really know much about that game and when it'll come out, but I'll definitely do one like the day before it drops. So anyone who doesn't buy MLB 21 will get my new roster as well.
Starting lineup in this
Hey,
one.
go Blue! Good to
Gabriel,
see
tell
you
us
too,
about
buddy.
this lineup as they
Glad
try
that
to
you're here.
force
We're
a
playing
rubber
your
match in the
Tigers.
series.
So
Yeah, Matty,
they
this
didn't do much
lineup
with the
likes to
lineup
run
here.
the
Of course, they
bases.
didn't
They like to run them
make the
aggressively.
same kind of
Stolen
acquisitions
bases are
you
not
did,
out of
but
the
a
equation.
couple
Taking the
injuries and
extra
then a
bag, putting the
couple prospects
defense.
up. Here's AJ Mitchell. We'll look at him real fast. He's one of my favorite prospects, actually. I'll show the hot zones real fast as well. Yeah, he's really good against both left-handed and right-handed pitching. I believe he's a B prospect, so he develops into a really good like everyday player, and then he's at second base. And one of my favorite player types is like a high contact guy at second base who doesn't have much for fielding, and that's exactly what Mitchell is. Not much for an arm, not much for fielding, but this guy turns into a real good hitter after a couple of years in a franchise. So definitely a prospect to take a look at. B potential prospect,
On
second baseman.
blast
I
right
believe
here.
they said
The
that
key
they
for
had him
this
in right
offense
field
is
today. He's
getting
got all
guys on
3
base to
outfield
create
spots
Standing
as
in
his
now,
secondary.
AJ Mitchell.
The second base and then all
He
3
swings
outfield.
and hits it foul off to the right.
But again, he's one of the guys who I would target if you're looking for prospects in a franchise. AJ Mitchell. I have him up here. I'm guessing due to an injury here too.
Behind 0-2
Yeah, Blue.
now.
These Tigers aren't doing as good as the ones in your franchise. I believe they're 4th place is what it said in the top of the first.
Protecting with 2 strikes, went out of the zone that time, but he
did trade him with Fader deal. Okay. Yeah, the Padres don't have much for second base either, so I'm sure that they were happy about that.
Well above the letters with the fastball that time.
Basic pitching right there.
Yeah, nice looking player again. Like this is one of my favorite guys too. One of my favorite player types actually is just the guys who the high contact, low defense kind of guys. It makes for a lot of interesting animations on both offenses.
Looked at for ball number 2.
And then of course I have a lot of guys who are really good fielders. So it makes the guys who are really bad fielders that much worse.
Had to sit back on the changeup, and he did a good job to get the bat on that one.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, there's a lot of players who are really good for you that aren't going to be good for me, and vice versa. So it's
And
all
up to
about
a
player
3-2 full
preference and
count
actually
now.
finding players that
Looked like
fit
he tried
your
to elevate a fastball on that
fit the
2-2
mold of the
pitch there,
players
but
that you hit
kind
well
of
with,
overdid it. With a
and
pitch
it's a little
that
more
high,
extreme than
it's
the
pretty easy to lay off if
live
you're a hitter.
rosters.
He's got it. Throw gets him.
That's
2
way
down.
out there. See, we're good enough on defense, I feel. Good play by Rowe there. 2 quick outs here on first.
Striding into the box, Avery Phillips. He's currently 9th
I
in the
don't know off the
American
top of my
League
head how
batting
many
this year
players.
in
I
play.
redid a lot of
What a
faces.
powerhouse season in the top 10 in
So it was
home
a little more
runs
emphasis
and
on
runs batted in.
getting
He's
some other
also
guys,
one of the
a little
most feared
different
hitters in
looks, a
all of
little more
baseball.
updated looks, because a lot of faces I made in 16 and 17, and a couple even on the PlayStation 3. I want to say, because I transferred the roster from 3 to 4 at some point.
Infield in
So
the
there was a little more
overshift here.
emphasis on
Now
just
the
doing
pitch. A
better with
called
the
strike to
faces
the
that were present
35-year-old veteran.
than there
Nothing
was
in
adding
one.
more players. But yeah, it's probably a couple hundred still, maybe 200 or
2 out,
300
nobody
players
on.
since the last update in June, I believe, was the last one I put up.
Swinging a ball hit on the ground.
And then you see the common defender, the common shield for my pitcher. A lot of pitchers are common defenders.
3 up,
That's also
3
very
down for
intentional. I
Detroit.
want to make pitchers
And this is
really
still a
bad fielders because
0-0
there's
ball
way too
game.
many good fielding pitchers in the live rosters. And then that again, like that adds another layer where like if you get like a good fielding pitcher, like it's
All set
a
for the
game
start of
changer.
the
Like the
inning.
pitcher
And
wall actually
standing
makes
in is the
sense, or him like
DH,
making like any
Christopher
DFTs
Schwabenland.
like are much different. And then speed even too. I gave some pitchers some good speed, so they can get to first base a little easier.
Here's the
But
first
for the
pitch to
most
him.
part, pitchers are terrible on defense. Which is intentional. I
Schwabenland
don't
is
think
a
so.
big threat in a matchup like this. He's got a ton of pop against right-handed pitching.
Yeah, I think because of his approach. He's not a dead cold guy. You want to try
Oh,
and
that's
sneak a
enough.
piece of cheese in or
I
hang
do like
something on
Schwabenland
him.
more than I thought I
He's
was
gonna
going to,
absolutely
honestly.
crush it. But
He
anything
a
going
little
away
bit more
from
with the
him
bat
goes
than I was
right into
thinking.
his
I don't want to
bag.
face him
Boy, after that
use him
base
against
knock right
left-handed
there,
pitchers,
D-Roll,
but
he extends
he's
his
definitely
hitting streak to
serviceable
7
against
games.
right-handers.
Yeah, and you can tell he's made some necessary adjustments at the plate. Anytime you're getting a knock every
This
day
is
of the
another one
week,
of
you're
our
doing
free
things
agents to
right. He's
be, I
keeping
believe.
that front shoulder
That's
tough,
why I got a
staying
shortstop in a
inside the
trade
ball, not
earlier.
trying
I
to do
mentioned that
too
in the
much.
first stream.
Chad Wood
I got
stands in
Carlos
as he can't
Ortiz from
connect
the
here.
Cardinals.
0-1.
Carlos Ortiz. Cardinals are rebuilding. They usually do after the first year.
From the stretch. And I'm
And I
not sure,
can't see
but
the
it looks
ball
like he
still.
may have been blindfolded for that swing. It's 0-2 now.
Man, that pitch had the look of a fastball. Straight changeup, and the bottom fell out of it.
Here's the 0-2.
Protect there. Yeah, Blue, it's nice for perspective for sure. You really get to see your players how they act against the user.
And he fouls
Because a lot of guys will pitch differently.
He was looking
Yeah,
for a
exactly. The
swing
cutter
and a miss
slider
breaker
is
right
really
there, but lets
it's
that
the
one in the
worst
zone
because
and
they
the
look
gut
the
bounce
same
off.
for the most part. Like, and I'm not good at tracking cutters in general. Like if it moves at all, I'm off it.
And another
Like
foul
that,
ball.
but yeah, a lot of guys pitch differently. Like with a player, when I've seen gameplay, then I've seen Rod Anderson throw against me kind of thing.
And he popped
And
him
then, of
up.
course, any other
Velasquez
pitcher,
has a play.
that's times
1 down.
1,500 because there's so many pitchers in the game or on the roster. Defense.
All right, guys, here's a defensive alignment for the Detroit Tigers. And this team, they're
Yeah,
not gonna be
Ramjet, you're
moved
talking
around
about
as much
Vince
as some
Cartwright
of the
there
new
for the
age
Yankees.
teams. The shifting
He's probably
and
the most
moving the
overpowered
third
player
baseman over to second
in the
base and the
set,
right
in the
fielder to
roster
play
in
third
general.
base. This is going to be your
I had to make him
stationary team,
37. I believe he's
trusting
37
pitchers
years old.
to
I had to
contain
make
your
him
pitches.
real old so he doesn't
So now
he
to the
doesn't stick
plate,
around too
Lenny
long in a
Andrews.
franchise.
Out in front of it,
And I
strike
think
one.
the franchise, the way the roster works, the way I set it up,
No
it's
score
better
here as we
year
play
2
inning
and year
number
3
2.
than it is year 1. And that's heavily because of
Now a check
potentials,
swing, but he holds
ages,
up
and there's
in
a lot
time.
of players who are
0-1.
older who just really fall off the table, or guys that just straight up don't get signed, and then because they're free agents, they don't get the same development as if they're in an organization.
And he misses
Every free agent's
2-1.
gonna go down.
Pretty good pitch right
But
there.
yeah, there's a lot
Fastball hit
of
off the plate.
pitchers that
One
hit
of the
well.
things
This
you
is a
want to do
good
as a
set
pitcher,
if you
try to
don't want
stand
to
those
use the
hitters up.
DH as well. I feel like it works well for both the AL and the NL. if you just want to straight up turn the
Line
DH
down the
off.
left field line.
For myself, for this
Dishes
franchise,
foul
I
near
did
the seats.
no DH for the National League, so this is like, the rules before 2020. So my pitcher does have to
2-2.
hit, and it brings in some more variation
We
because,
could see the runner in
you
motion
know,
here on a 3-2 count with one out. There's a
there are some
pretty good
pitchers that just
chance he's going to
can't
get
hit
a
at
pitch to
all,
swing at, and
and
if
then some
not,
that,
it's ball
actually
four
are a
anyways.
threat. And yeah, Blue, yeah, you definitely should carry it over. That's what I'm planning with this one. I'd like to keep it going on stream.
This one in the air out to left.
Get this one. Detroit's so big. It's such a big stadium.
Green is going to get there as he backs up to put
But
it away, and there are
yeah, you definitely should though carry it over. I'd say I've done that a couple times with my own set when I've really gotten connected. I did an Angels franchise a while back. I did a Rays franchise where I actually played all 162 games, and then kind of fizzled out once I had to start paying attention to school again. But yeah, transferring to save over really is the best way to go because you're not worried about really anything with this roster. Unless you really want the next update, then I guess start over. But sorry, Marte. I believe Marte had 3 hits in the first game.
Checks his swing, but this pitch is right there for strike one.
One of the better defensive catchers on the roster. We'll take a look at his card real fast. And then his versus right has lots of red. I'll show that real fast. Move the face. But yeah, one of the better defensive catchers on the set for sure. 96 blocking is huge. And then he's got that big clutch attribute. Clutch is something like really underrated as well. So there's a lot of low clutches. So when you see a higher clutch, that's a player you want. Get her on, yeah. Yeah, Blue, that's intentional as well. Yeah, to have Kinsler be a free agent. I made it so you have to make a lot of decisions early like that. And then I got one for myself. It's Paul Keys. He's a free agent after year 1 as well. So that's a game-changing, or not game-changing, exactly, a franchise-changing, decision that I'll have to make very soon. And the issue with that, on top of it, is that there's only 3 prospects I could get back. So if I do end up trading Keys, I can only get 3 players. So that's a fact. Yeah, Marte, he's one of my favorite players. Real good defender. I like defensive catchers. And yeah, defense is unbelievable. That's right. He is so good on defense. And again, that goes back to what I was talking about Mitchell. You'll have a lot of guys who are really good at defense, and it really changes how good, how different it is between a really good defender and a really bad defender, because I made a lot of common defenders. But you can really tell the difference. And catcher is probably the top position for that, where you can really tell the difference between a good defender and a bad defender. Sanchez is scary against left-handers. This guy is real good platonically against, I don't know if platonically is a word, but against left-handers, yeah. And I believe he's their DH. I believe so. 77-86 is what it is against left-handers. Vision is 75. That's really good for a power hitter, too. So that keeps him away.
The wind-up and the 0-1. Now a big fastball, and he's well behind it with the swing.
Probably not in the
Man, as a pitcher, you have to love pitching 0-2. Multiple ways, up, down, in and out, throw the breaking ball. A lot of different ways to get guys out.
I do like Zarate's pitches, so I'll pull him up in a second so I can talk about that.
Fastball call, strike 3, and there's the first out of the inning.
I believe he's a clean hitter here, yeah. Yes, he was. Here's Payne. Payne is a big vision guy. So here, I'll talk about the pitches real fast. So what I call the normal mix, I've heard it before, the normal pitch mix is a 4-seam, curveball, slider, and a changeup. So that's kind of like the base, like the basic, like if I don't know what to give to a pitcher, I'll give him like a normal mix like that. And then you can make variations on top of it. So on top of that, Zarate's got a 2-seam, which I'll throw here. And that's like the most popular addition. So then you've got 2 fastballs, curveball, slider, changeup. And then the circle changeup is actually a really popular pitch. That's probably more popular than a straight changeup in real life. So I use that a lot, and that's another variation to the normal mix that I'm talking about here. And then sometimes, you change up the curveball, so it's a sweeping curve. The knuckle curve is also really popular. I don't have him with the knuckle curve, of course. And then the slider could be a slurve. or I
there's
can
the
also
first
give the
strike, 2 and
slider
1.
a cutter, and then the cutter could just have a lot of movement. And then it acts like a slider, but it says cutter when you're selecting your pitches or when you see it instead, that kind of thing. Yeah, Payne, his durability is 84. He should be an everyday player. But yeah, no, there's always guys, with high durability that get injured. It's upsetting. And you really got to keep track of that in a franchise. And I did that on purpose as well,
It's
where
not
it's
easy
like
to get your barrel to a pitch that
your durability attribute is actually like a 0 to 100 scale, kind of, where like 100 is a guy who can play every single day, like, and he should be in the lineup every single day, or he has the potential to be in the lineup every single day. And you scale it down from there, where it's like 84 is still like, he only needs a day off, once every week or so, and then it really gets down to like once you're at to like 50, like that guy is not a consistent starter. And then below that, like, I wouldn't even use a guy who has below 50 durability. And of course, I have a bunch of players like that in the roster. And then below that, it's just, again, completely useless if you're below like 40. Like, maybe you're a bench guy, like maybe, but I can't start a guy consistently who has, that much or that little durability and that little energy day in and day out. So
that can be
durability
an
is like
effective location
big
as long as he keeps
attribute
it above the letters.
that you need to pay attention to.
Here
It doesn't
now
have
the
that much
2-2.
of an impact on overalls. That curveball's nowhere close.
We'll see him work both
Yeah,
sides of
Blue,
the
he got
plate with this
beamed. What
curveball.
did he get hit? Or
Maybe
where did he
not
get hit in the
that
hand?
far in, but he'll
We
move
got it.
that pitch
I
around
feel
the
like that's
zone
an
to hit it
animation you don't
differently.
see that much either. Is guys getting hit in the hand and like breaking like a finger. I don't
Now
really
the
see that too
3-2
much.
pitch. Fouled
But
away.
yeah, it sucks when you right? I did also make equipment changes for this set. I do that a lot. I just like to
Grounder hit
tinker around
hard
with
down the
stuff like
first
that.
baseline.
Just
But this
I
will
got
hit
like 15
foul,
minutes,
so
so
they'll
I'll
do
just
it again. 3-2.
mess around with a couple
Eighth
things
pitch
here
of
and
the
there. And the
at-bat
equipment's
coming up.
usually one of the top ones.
Fouled off.
Okay, yeah, it was in the arm. He hit in the brace and he still got hurt. Get a new brace, right? Let's get that changeup down here.
Locked in
Full
a
count.
good battle. Here comes another one.
This guy's so tough to
There's
strike
ball
out too,
4.
and that's not even close. He's
Next
Brazelbon.
up for Detroit, Jose Brazaban.
Brazelbon's like a consistent all-star shortstop. He's one of the better ones in the American League. I call him for a hit and run here. Show his attributes real fast. Sue the manufacturer, yeah. That elbow guard didn't do its job if you get injured because he got hit on it. But yeah, Brazelbon here. Consistent all-star, consistent shortstop. I feel like he's, again, one of the better ones in the AL. He was one of the first players I made, actually. Real good overall hitter. He's just short of 5'2" in the field, so he's almost there with the power. So, again, thanks to anybody who's watching. Say hi in the chat. I want to know who's here. Almost to affiliate. We'll hopefully get there tomorrow.
Now a ball hit high in the air out to
Get to
center
that one.
field. Long
Yes, sir.
run for the center fielder.
And of course, once I get to
He makes the
affiliate, I'm
play.
putting up
Really
this
had to
roster, the
hustle
one
to
I'm
get
playing
to
with
that
here.
one. 2 gone now.
Do that. We'll make an announcement on Twitter about it. In celebration of me getting to
So
affiliate.
striding in, Dario Suarez.
Suarez.
He went deep in the contest.
So it's weird. When I made Suarez, I kind of pictured him as a leadoff hitter. Like, got that good vision, and then he's got good contact. Like 60's enough to be at the top of your lineup. Probably more for a 2-hitter than a 1-hitter. But I always kind of saw him as a leadoff man. So it's interesting that both you, Blue, and then the CPU here have him lower in the lineup, because I kind of pictured him as a leadoff guy.
First pitch on its way.
And then of course you have Fader on yours, so that's different. He's a little more of a leadoff prototype with the high speed and high contact.
Lifted in the air out towards
Am I
left
going to
center.
do this one?
Left fielder
Yes, sir.
is on
Let's
the
go,
move.
Jackson. He's
He
good
gets
enough
there to
defensively
make the
too.
catch, and that ends the inning.
He was leading off for you. Okay, you just
Some
moved it
of our
once you got
nation's
Fader.
young minds and future leaders here in attendance. Yikes.
Yeah, and then against lefties. Yeah, I would definitely have met the top against lefties.
Wednesday night baseball
Ramjet.
after this.
Yeah, the goal definitely is to have everybody be
Digging in,
balanced.
Doug Ziegler. He'll
That's kind of
start
always been
things
the
out
goal of the
here in a
roster, is
tie
that
ball
anybody could win
game.
the World Series year one. It's kind of skewed. There's a few teams that are a little higher where
First
it's
pitch of
like
the at bat.
there are some attributes
Hit back up the middle. Fielded
that really
cleanly.
change the
Throw
balance
to
kind of
first
thing.
in time, and the
But
leadoff
for the
man
most
is
part, yeah, I
gone
don't
to
have like a
start the
speed
third.
team, or I don't have like a team that has like all really
So
high
with one
vision or
away, let's
anything.
give you a look at the
Again,
standings in
new
the
standings
American
here. We're
League's
actually third.
Central
That's
Division as you
fantastic.
see where
I
these
thought
two
we were
teams
fifth.
find themselves entering our ball game
But
here
yeah, so
today.
yeah, when I'm balancing it out, yeah, the goal is to keep it as balanced as possible. There's a few teams that I just like better, just because of depth, like high
Stepping
minor
in
league
and ready
depth.
for
So when
another
there are
shot,
injuries, like
Homer
they have,
Webster.
they're
He reached on a
more
single in
easily
his
able to
first
fill
try.
holes. That's like the Mariners or the A's even, or the Giants are one of my favorite teams as well.
Now the pitch.
But
In there, strike one.
for the most part, yeah, I'm trying to be as
Third
balanced as
inning, no
possible with
score to
all of
this
it,
point.
and not have too many teams have
Now
like
an off-speed pitch
guys with,
well
like what
inside,
I'm
and it
saying, like
forces
high
him to bounce
vision or
away from
high
danger.
discipline
Webster,
for every
a
single guy.
27-year-old. He's a 9-year major league vet. And here's a
I don't
slider
like
for a
that.
called
Okay.
strike, and he's behind
Give
one
up
and
on a
two
slider
now.
when it's away and it comes back. I don't like it. Still
And
can't
he
really
lays
see the
off a
ball
pitch
here.
outside as they
Can you
draw
see that
even
on
at two
screen that
and
I
two.
can't see the ball? As if
Now
like
here's
right
the
off the
pitch.
sun right there.
Now a swing and a miss here as he's down on strikes. So it's 2 up, 2 down to begin the third.
Plus Anderson's
That's a
such a
really
good pitcher though.
disappointing
I'm not
at-bat, and
surprised
it
I'm not
feels
really
like
hitting it here
all he wants to do
because
is
I
get
cut
on
him so
base and
much.
take advantage of the strength of his game, which is his speed. But with the strikeout right there, you can't get on first base if you strike out.
And there's a changeup that I'm
Jackson
late on
will
because I
stand
can't
in
see
for a
it.
second time here as he swings and misses there. It's 0-1.
Just need those shadows to move.
Fly ball out
Watch this
toward
one
left
though.
center field.
This is the same place
Center
that Jackson
fielder
hit the
giving
first, and he's still
chase.
gonna get caught.
He gets there to make the play, and
I
that
don't like
ends
it.
the inning.
Yeah, I don't like the shadows right now. I agree. Yeah, Blue. I don't like the shadows here. I don't like this. And then it's such a big
And
park
now
too.
for
The
the
two that I
Tigers'
got a
third turn
handle
at
of, I
bat.
didn't really
And
go anywhere
unfortunately for them and their
after.
fans, this lineup hasn't really found its stride this season. Entering the day, they ranked near the bottom of the league in batting average, on-base percentage, and slugging. So it's clear this is a work in progress. One player told me before the game, it's a difficult thing to go through. We're all competitive guys, and we believe in ourselves, but we're obviously not getting the results we need. Now, one coach told me that despite the numbers being what they are, he's seeing a lot of development.
Yeah,
out there,
exactly,
so he's
Ramsey. Yeah,
optimistic about what the
I
future
didn't really
holds,
want to have
especially for some
like
of their
really
younger
good teams
players. Back
now
to you, Matt.
be the teams that are
All
really
right,
good
thanks, Heidi.
in the fictional roster. That's kind of how it started as well. So again, I mentioned before I'm a Brewers fan. So 2016 was kind of brutal. That's when I started the project, and I kind of wanted to make the teams that were really good not as good, and the teams that were bad, like my Brewers, a little better. And then that's kind of gotten merged. So it's not entirely
He's
anymore
ready.
like
Here's the first
bad
offering.
teams now are good teams in the fictional roster,
Popped him up.
or vice versa. But
Marte
that's kind of
is
the
there.
slant I started with.
Makes the play, 1 away.
What's up, Cole? Welcome to the chat, buddy. This guy's probably watched more than anyone else. So thank you.
Every
Welcome
pitcher
back.
loves to get quick outs, right? How
And
about
yeah,
that?
Ramjet.
One pitch, one out, a
Yeah,
pop-up
there
to
definitely
start the
are
inning.
like a few teams that have a little more of a chance. There definitely are a few teams that
Digging in,
don't as
Caleb
much. And I
Green.
think it's pretty obvious if you do a few sims. I've done a few of it, just testing, the first year of a franchise, the second year of a franchise, and see like how it develops. I wish that we had. I want to like be able to edit like GMs,
First
and I
offering on
want
its
to be able
way.
to give GMs like
And
certain
a high strike
tendencies,
there,
if that makes
0-1.
sense. So that
That elevated fastball right
like
there.
David Stearns,
That
the
is the
Brewers
biggest change
GM,
in the
like
game today
shoots
for
for like
me. When
high
I first
value
came up,
guys,
a
or
lot of
like
guys working
pitchers who
that
don't have like a whole
pragmatic
lot of
east to
stamina, like because
west.
we have a lot more focus on the bullpen with the Brewers in the majors right now.
And now he'll
So like
foul
I'd
this
like to
one
see
off as
some
well.
sort
The
of
fall
a
behind here, no balls and 2 strikes.
like variation in the way that GMs like build their teams, because it's all just find the best player and put him in the majors based off of overall, and like that's it. Like
This is skied into the
we just
air
need
to
a little more
straightaway
variation
center.
there.
Keys
Yeah,
is
all good,
there
Cole. You
now,
don't,
and
you don't
he
got to
has
join
it
right
2
away, so it's
gone.
okay. Appreciate that you're here now. That's what we care about.
Now batting, the second baseman, Nicholas Velasquez.
Ready now, Nicholas
Nicholas
Velasquez.
Slayer
He
is,
got
but he
on
has an
top of one
itching
and was a
swing.
ground out
It gets in the
victim last
way
time.
with pitch coming. It makes it really hard to see the ball. There's a few guys like that actually. The first one that comes to mind is Duncan Narvison. He's an A potential prospect for the Cardinals, the
First pitch
first
coming,
baseman.
here it is.
He's got Brett Lawry's
And a called strike
stance,
down in
and
the
the
zone,
bat
nothing
legitimately
and one.
goes across
Bottom of inning
the
number 3,
the
nothing,
strike zone
nothing
right
your
when he's
score.
about to swing. Again, like that's just picking your players. Like you got to find somebody who, if that distracts you, or if you're using like a certain camera where like
This
it's
is
an issue,
skied
like
into short
that guy's
left
not your
center.
guy, and some
Center
other team will
fielder
find
coming
value in him.
on. He
Um,
tracks it
and that's
down,
the
and
point of like
that will end the
playing with
inning.
the roster is
Down
like
in
you
order
have to
go
like
the
get to know the
Tigers.
players,
We'll head to the
and you have
fourth,
to like
still scoreless.
see which guys work for you, because some guys just aren't going to work for you. Yeah, Blue, identity is the next thing. Like
All set
there's
for the
so
start
many.
of the
Like
fourth.
I
And
feel like
going
there's
forward is
personality
the
with the
switch
players.
hitting outfielder,
We need
Paul
personality with the
Keys.
decision
This
makers.
game
The
is
CPU
rolling right
decision
along as
makers
we
need to
move
have
into the middle
personality.
innings
So that
with
includes like
no
the managers.
score.
We need more
You'd think
manager
by now
tendencies.
one of these two
Like
teams
Joe
would be able to
Madden
get
has a
some
thing
base runners on and get him in, but
where
that hasn't been the case.
he'll like
The
bat the
0-1
pitcher
pitch.
age.
Looked
That's not
like
good.
that one tied him up a
Reach
bit.
shadows
A
are still
swing and a
there.
miss. Still
I feel
all
like that's part of
zeros
it.
in the
That's the
run
first
column
step.
here in the
Joe
fourth
Madden batting a
inning.
pitcher
And
age
does
is the
this
first step to
continue,
like a
or does
manager
somebody score here?
I think
identity.
this continues for a
So
while, Matt.
let me
Both
be
of
able
these
to edit
pitchers are
every
throwing very
like
well, throwing
manager,
strikes,
everything, and be
having
like, oh,
good
this
command of
manager
their
likes to,
off-speed pitches.
send
This is
his
going to be one of those
send his
low-scoring
base
affairs.
runners extra, like, or like be really aggressive with base running kind of thing,
The
or this
1-2
manager like wants you to power swing,
gets him
kind of stuff
looking
like
up
that.
around the
That's good pitching
letters.
formula. Stuff like that,
That's a pretty unique pitch
like for
sequence,
the way that
guys.
the game actually
Usually pitching is
interacts
all about
with you,
mixing
and then the
pitches
way
and
that
location,
teams are
but he
built,
threw
like
that all out
that
the
needs to
window
be
to get
done
that strikeout.
next.
He offered the same
Editing
pitch
managers
3
is the
times in a
next
row,
gen
so
thing. I
I
think so
guess he
too.
sort of used that
I
reverse
really hope they have it in the
psychology to
PlayStation 5
outthink his
version. I'd
opponent.
like to be
At
able
the
to make
plate
managers.
now, Eric
I mentioned that
Lowe.
again in the last
As the
stream. I want
first
to be able
pitch
to
to him
make
is swung on
some
and
old
missed
fat
for
guys
strike one.
and
0 for 1
include them
for
in
him
the
here in
set, because
this
I've
one.
made so many, young athletic guys as you're looking here at the April. Yeah, scouting takes time too, Blue.
Windup and
It's
the 0-1.
it's not just minor league
He's got
scouting,
only
not
one
just
pitch
major
to
league
him
scouting.
here.
You
It's
gotta go
0-2.
through the
It's been
entire
more than
set and
2 innings since this guy's allowed anyone to reach base.
really
He
get
looks
to know
pretty
everybody
unbeatable in the
and
booth right now.
know who you're trading for, know who you're trading away, know who you're facing. Because some guys have funky deliveries, or I
Skied
always look
into
at the starting
straightaway
pitcher.
right.
I made the set, but I still look at
Mitchell
the starting
is in his
pitcher
tracks
before I play
now.
any games.
And that's out
So I
number
want to
2.
know specifically, just that quick refresher that Anderson has 3+ pitches and then a changeup that's his
So with
average.
2 gone here in the
He's a
fourth,
high
let's
velo.
check out our pitch speed comparison for the two
Yeah, Blue,
starters.
editing
And
like
whoa, look at
tendencies
that for a top speed.
for a whole team.
98
Yes, I
miles
agree
an
with that.
hour. That man is
That would be
flat
like, a
feeling.
team that like works the count, or like, um, in this set, yeah, it could be different where like New York like actually
Digging
doesn't
in to
invest
try
as
it
much in their
again,
team, kind of thing.
Christopher Schwabin.
Something like
He
that. That makes
singled
a
his
lot of
last
sense as
time
well.
up.
That again, like in with the GM tendencies, like
First
have him
delivery
like
to him on the way.
have a little more
And he
like
lays off there,
motive
1-0.
to make different moves rather than just best player available. And I'd like that a lot. And
About
it would work great
fastball,
with
and this
this
is
set too, because there's
downstairs,
so
and
many
it's
guys who
2-0
have
now.
lower overalls
Hey, you want to talk
that
about being
actually
in the zone? This
perform
guy's
better
been
than guys
raking
with higher
lately.
overalls,
It all starts with his pitch
just because
selection.
it's weighted
2
by
great takes, and he's
defense, or
almost
a left fielder who has a good arm like isn't the
And a
left fielder I
reach, but it's by
necessarily
him as he
need to
couldn't
have.
quite get to
This
that
is
ball.
Schwab with another hit. That's beautiful.
And
That's
now
an
he'll
easy
get
double.
into scoring position with 2 away.
Yeah, Cole. It takes
Yeah, I
time.
think
It
he
takes a
was
lot of
sitting
time,
on the
especially when there's
fastball, so
3,000 of
he
them.
got the changeup. He was way out in front of it, but he kept his
I
hands
believe,
back
who was it
long
before?
enough
Was it? I
to
think
keep it
Josh
fair
C
down
was
the
saying
line.
that if you
That's
watch his
not
stream,
always easy to
said
do.
something about how it takes like it took him like the first half of the season just to learn about his players, and then you finally like take advantage of what you know the rest of the season,
And
and
now,
then it starts
Chad
all over
Wood,
again.
as the first pitch to him is in there
But
for
again,
a
I think
called
the
strike
roster plays
1.
better year 2, year
Man, this
3,
guy's
year
been
4 as you get like
incredibly
further into a
efficient so far
franchise.
in
And I've
this
done
one.
that a couple times
Mostly
where I've
because
played
he's getting
a few
ahead.
games here and there, and then you
70%
just
of the
like
batters he's faced,
get
he's thrown
further
first pitch strike
into
2.
the franchise itself.
Comes set, the 0-1. In the dirt
Don't
here,
want to run on
but
Prescott
it
in.
won't
That's 2
skip
outs.
away far enough for the runner to advance.
Yeah, I'm probably going to take some time at the trade deadline too. I'll probably do a stream that's just me deciding on
1-1,
trades.
here it is.
That Paul Key's decision is going to be a big one for me. Probably see what else I want to tear apart here with Cleveland. There we go. This should be the first run.
In the
Yes,
center
sir.
field line drive.
Finally getting a handle on Anderson here.
A run comes across to score, and they jump ahead 1-0.
More so, that was actually just
well like
two
this team
lucky
is on a
hits with
nice
2
little
outs.
winning streak right here. They
But
strike
nonetheless,
early in
we'll
this
take
one
it.
to keep the mojo working.
Yeah, Dan, from an offensive standpoint, everyone searches for
Love
confidence,
that
and
leg
that's
kick from
exactly
Wood, too.
what they
He's got
have
David
right now.
Ortiz in stance.
Everyone contributing makes for a fun
Not the one
clubhouse.
listed as David Ortiz, but the one where he was still in the game, because they redid his stance when they added him as a legend this year.
Stepping in now, Lenny Andrews, as he'll take one on the inside corner at the knees. It's strike one. In his career,
Yeah, well, I'm proud of anybody who's still
slugging
playing a
just
game
little
that came
over
out in March
400. Not a
the
huge
following
threat, but he can
January.
certainly square one
So
up
yeah,
on
proud of
occasion.
every one of you. And
this is
obviously
high, a ball
proud
and
of
a
myself
strike.
as well. I'm glad you guys enjoyed it enough
2 out with a man at
that
first.
you're A, watching a stream in January about baseball, and B, still playing the game in January, a baseball game in
Just
January.
off the outside that time, laid
Shows
off
how
for
much
the
I
ball.
love the game. Shows how much you guys all love the game as well. It's great. Oh, come on. Yeah, but if it doesn't feel like it took forever, then it must have had some fun, right? I made it through a whole franchise this year as well. That's the first time I played
Good
all
spot for an
162.
RBI. Put the ball in play with the runner in motion. He could score all the way from
Yeah,
first.
thank you. Yeah, no, your support here is what I want. That's it. Just download the roster, play with the roster, tell me how much you like it. That's all I need.
Waved at and missed
That's
for the
it.
third out. Not much of a chance at
Again,
hitting
glad you
that
like
one,
it.
and the
Glad
inning
anyone
is
who
over.
downloaded
So
the
they
ball.
pick
Thank
up a
you.
run
Appreciate everyone.
on 2 hits, no errors, and a man left. On now to the bottom half of inning number 4. Cleveland is out in front here, 1-0.
And again, thanks to everybody who's watching now. If you haven't downloaded the roster, what are you doing?
Leading off the inning, A.J. Mitchell.
Also, what are you doing here if you haven't downloaded the roster? But nonetheless, thank you all. Here's Mitchell again.
Ready with the first pitch. Here it comes.
Let's talk about equipment before. I'm really glad they added more equipment again in this season, actually. So they added some since March. They added 2 pairs of Nike cleats, and these are probably the best of the 2. These are the Hirachis. Let's see if I can get a good angle on them. So I made the guy with the replay camera up there. But those cleats right there, these cleats are fantastic. I like the look of them a lot. I'm not gonna talk about equipment too much, but I'm really glad that Sony at least added something. Like it gave us something. And there's a lot of guys on OS who are really happy with equipment where it's at right now. And we want them to keep building on equipment. Don't take equipment out that's in now. Keep it in, and just really just expand on the equipment, especially going into next gen. And that goes for all of it. It's not just the cleats here. We need the fielding gloves. We need the batting gloves. Everything. The bats. Literally, keep what's in now. Add upon it. Don't replace what you have in. That's my mini equipment rant right there.
Here is a ground ball now for the shortstop to the right of second.
Oh, he's a goal defender? I didn't know that.
Already 2 away here in the home fourth.
Yeah, I like those shields. I like that addition in this year's game too, where you see the defensive rating real quick of everybody who has the ball or who you control.
Sanchez. He got called out on strikes his last time through.
Yeah, Matty, and he was locked up by a good fastball for strike 3 last time. I'm interested to see if they attack him the same way. Come at him with hard velo late or snap something off in the dirt to see if he'll fish.
The windup and the 0-1. And there's a fastball.
Blue, I missed the 3rd game of your World Series. Did you win that one? Or did you not play the 3rd one yet? I couldn't actually find that on the Twitch.
And it's fouled away.
Got 1-2 to Sanchez here. What did I do last time? Put a curveball in the dirt? Let's just try to change up down first. See if he goes after that. He's still a high vision guy though, so maybe not. Ooh, he did though. Alright, we'll take it. Didn't need the strikeout, just wanted to be out.
Throw to first will get him easily, and the side is retired.
It's a clean 4 innings right there from
3 up,
Hirata.
3 down for Detroit. They're down 1-0.
Quick reminder again, if you aren't following me on Twitter, please do that. It's Bacon's Fictional. And then again, if you're not following me on Twitch, follow me in here as well. I'm already at over 50 followers, so we're good for affiliate. So let's keep building this, trying to get anybody
Now
who
here's the pitch.
supports me on OS to support me
Tried to
here as well.
check
This
it, and
is a
it's
little
0-1.
more where I'm shifting my focus now. Okay, yeah, you did just play only 2 games. Okay, cool.
Lays off the slider, and it's 1-1.
But yeah, I got
Some
notifications
action
on
now
for
in
you,
the
Blue.
Tigers
So when
bullpen
you
as
play
they'll
game
get a
3, I'll
left-hander
try to be
and a
there.
right-hander up to throw. Even at a ball and a strike, here's the pitch. Pitch
And for anyone else, if you are playing with my roster on Twitch, send me a DM on Twitter or tag
And
me
there's your first
or
out of the
anything. Or
inning.
you can get my attention by being in the comments here. Pretty much anything, I'll follow you. I'll try to be in the chat while you're playing because I like seeing gameplay for the roster. Yeah, of course, Blue. Yeah, glad
The
you're here
plate,
too.
Doug Ziegler comes into this at bat
Ziegler,
0
he's a
for
9-man.
1 in the ball game.
I believe he's primarily a third baseman. I got him playing first. Yeah, first base and outfield.
First pitch of the at bat.
Nope, that's the ball. Count 1-0.
The 1-0. Misses
The
off the
sun
plate.
is still brutal.
It's never
I see the ball a little
advantageous to
better.
fall
That was
behind
99
2-0
when I caught it
as a
too.
pitcher, but if
I don't
you're
have a
gonna
whole
do
lot
it,
of guys who
it's
throw
far
99
better to do it
cutters.
with a guy down in the bottom
I'm also
of the
upset.
order.
I'd like to
Time
be
for a
able to
challenge
add
fastball right
the
here, though.
outlier quirk. If you guys play DD, you know about the outlier quirk. I believe it's also on the regular rosters, right? But I'd like to
Now
be
the
able to
2-1
edit that
pitch.
into players. Like, why can't I add
I know
players
he
with an
fouled that
outlier
pitch
quirk?
off right there, but he was definitely out in front. He was
Or the
cheating to
outlier
a
2
heater, no
even with the 2
question
seams
about
and
it.
the cutters, or
Here now the
sinkers, I believe, are
2-2.
also involved in that.
High in the air out towards shallow right.
Just give me another layer for the roster. That'd be
Mitchell
nice.
is there, and he makes the catch for the out.
And in fact, I'd like to be able to edit all the quirks. That'd be really great. There's a lot of things like fastball hitter, breaking ball hitter. Like
Ready
how is
once
it that we
again,
can't?
Homer
I,
Webster.
I want to be able to edit everything. So that's it. Like, and that's why I'm hoping for a PC version. If there is a PC version, I'll
Here comes
hopefully
the
be able
first
to mod
pitch.
some things. And
A
if I can mod
fastball
things,
off the
then
plate away. It's ball 1.
I'm going to get that layer that I'm talking about. A lot more, depth and a lot more
Much too tardy on the fastball. 1-1.
a lot more realism, I guess, like fictional
Here it
realism,
comes.
right? Like, if you guys listen to the podcast, the Ryan Hetzer podcast, I talked on there it was either April or May, but I'd like to see like options.
Hey,
Like
he's
after
had
4
great
years
command all day.
of service
Let's see
time for
how
a player
aggressive he
in the
is in the
majors,
zone with a 3-ball
they no
count.
longer have options. That's a rule in real life. That's how it works in real Major League Baseball. But you can option a guy if he still has options
3-1
in
pitch.
a franchise in the
And he
show,
looks at ball 4
and it
now.
doesn't
So
matter
he's
what their service
aboard, and
time
you
is.
always have
And
to
that's
worry about
ridiculous.
the
That's a
threat
rule
of the
that
steal when
is
he's on
completely
base.
And you hate
inaccurate.
to give
And
up a
that's the same thing with the
two-out walk
live
to
roster.
anybody,
Like,
but
it should just be
especially to a
automatic like
speed
that.
demon like him.
But I'd
Good
like to
chance
just
he's
edit
running
it.
here.
Yeah,
Good
complete
luck trying to
customization.
stop
That's
him.
all I'm asking for. It's a little thing, right?
Into
Just
the
want to be able to
box,
edit
Corey
everything.
Jackson. He
Edit
flew out in his
managers.
last at bat.
I'd really like to be able to edit the team defaults too. So you know how like Team Color 3 changes from home to road? I'd
First
like to be able to
offering on
edit
its
stuff
way.
like that too. Because the
Grounded
Diamondbacks,
back up the middle.
and I believe
Reined
the
in.
Padres too.
And an underhanded throw is in
I
time
know the
for out
Padres
number
have white
3.
as their home now. But I know the Diamondbacks have like teal as Team Color 3. So I have a lot of guys on this roster who have the uniform, or not the uniform, the equipment change from home to road, like from
Welcome
white to
back to the
gray,
bottom of the 5th. Here's Heidi Watney.
and it doesn't do that
Thanks,
for the
Matt. I
Diamondbacks.
talked with Tigers manager Ron Gardenhire during the break about the team's offensive performance so far.
And then again, she
And he
said
told
Ron
me
Gardenhire.
overall, he's not happy
Come
with the
on, like,
at-bats they're putting
I'd like to be
together.
able to
They've
put
only
in a
managed
fictional
one base runner in this
manager
game. So
instead
it's
of being
easy to
Ron
see where he
Gardenhire,
said
the
they haven't
actual
shown
manager of
much
the
fight
Detroit
today.
Tigers. And there he
He's
is in the
hoping to see
dugout.
someone step up and find a way to get something going, though. This game isn't out of hand,
Yeah.
so it remains to be seen if they
I
can
don't
snap out of this funk and climb back into this one.
All right, thanks, Heidi. Ready to go for the last half of the inning, and that'll give way to the third baseman, Jalen Payne.
We're moving through the
We'll
middle
do
of this
Payne
ball
again.
game right now.
We'll just look at his card real fast. I did edit some things again, so these attributes are a little different this set than they have been in the past. Good defender, good enough power, and then that maxed out vision makes him so difficult to strike
Here to
out.
get things going. How about trying to get some base runners on, or at least get a base hit? They don't have any hits going into this part of the game.
I believe Payne was the only base runner
And
so
here's
far,
a
right?
foul ball just off to the right as
Somebody
they get
keeping
ahead of
track
him
better
here,
than I am.
0-2.
I don't even know. 0-2. Let's bury the curveball.
The
Hopefully he
windup
swings at
and the
something
0-2
ridiculous.
pitch.
Oh,
Swing
he
and a miss
did.
got
Let's
him reaching.
go. That's
Throw
the
to
toughest
first
guy to
is in
strike out, and I
time,
just
1
did it.
down.
The batter, number 13, shortstop, Jose.
Coming to the plate now, Jose Brazaban.
What else did I miss that we should be able to edit, guys? I'm sure there's a bunch more things that we're supposed to, or that we should be able to edit that I can't yet.
First pitch on its way. Line down the
Is this
left
the first
field
hit?
line.
Ooh.
But this is foul near the seats.
Wait, how special would it be if I threw a no-hitter on screen?
I got a ball, 1 strike.
Knock on wood, of course.
No runs, no hits,
here
and
is
no errors in the ball game for the Tigers.
fastball. Yeah,
Takes
there it
this
is, of
the
course.
other way
Right once I
right.
mentioned
That's a hit,
anything.
the first of the game for the Tigers.
Shouldn't say anything about hits.
Fires me up more than watching an
I thought I
outfield
was exempt from the announcer
drive it the other way.
jinx, but I guess I'm not. Yeah, right there. The
Stepping
jinx
into the
is on.
box,
That's correct.
Mario Suarez.
That's all my fault. If I didn't say anything all game, I would have thrown a no-hitter, right? Okay. Gotta be careful with Suarez now. Good enough speed on bases. That's Brazaban.
First pitch on
I don't
its way.
use windows, like the runner windows. I like it better without them. I know a bunch of people who do use them. And actually, a lot of people who use the roster who I've seen on Twitch do a clean screen. I found that interesting as well. I don't like the clean screen too much myself, just because I see it as a video game. So I understand the people who like the clean screen. I don't do that myself.
So coming to the plate,
Want that
Kelly
precision
Prescott,
with every
as
pitch.
he'll look to bring home that tying run from second with a base hit into the outfield.
So Prescott, I gotta try to kick around. This is another guy who, like, I thought I pictured him more as a middle lineup bat, and he just like, again, like at least like a 5-hitter, because he's got the power there. But they're gonna have him bat 8th here, and he's got a lot of cold zones against lefties. I'll show that real I'll show that real quick. Is what I meant. Yep. Yeah, lots of red against right-handers though, so I'm glad we got a lefty right now. Here is the first pitch to him.
Trying to hold the lead. Here's the delivery.
Nice.
Tried
I
to
like
check
that.
it, and it's 0-1. Into the corner and slicing foul.
Got no 2 count though, so that's nice. Put a curveball in the dirt again.
Ready on 0-2.
No one runs into the third.
Now let's see.
Come on.
And
He's doing more today.
the third here as he advances on the wild pitch.
That can be a tough read as a runner on second to see if the ball has gotten away enough to move to third. You have to be sure you can make it. He was there, and now he's only 90 feet away.
Oh, and we're tied just like that.
And this is a base hit, and that'll get him on the board.
I bet Brazaban would have scored from second on that anyways. Guaranteed it. Or only if I didn't hit the throw meter. But it's still frustrating. I shouldn't have given up that run.
It's nice to finally break through. Maybe this gives the offense the confidence it needs.
Yeah. Good guy who hit really well against left-handers.
To the plate now, Caleb Green.
Green is pretty much only a threat against lefties. I did make a number of guys in the roster like that. I nickname them lefty mashers, where they'll just do well against left-handed pitching and not as much against right-handers. And there's a bunch of guys like that in real life. You know, a couple that come to mind are a couple of former Indians. I think of Brandon Geyer, and then one on the Indians now.
Tigers get one here on 2 hits in the inning.
We're
through 5 here at the ballpark.
But he's also like one of that type of hitter that just isn't anything against right-handers, and then he mashes it against left-handed pitching. I don't know if it's like a
Wade
comfort thing or if it's
Kirshner
like the
takes over to
approach,
start the
but
6th
he's
inning
just
on the
so good
mound.
against left-handers.
Number 38.
Wish I could think of the guy.
At the plate, Paul Keys. He'll go to work trying to do something about breaking this 1-1 tie.
Here's Keys against
First
the
pitch
lefty.
coming. Here it is.
Lefty's Kirshner. He's one of the new ones.
Changed up on him and dropped it in for a cold strike.
He's a starter usually, so they must have him here in as long relief. Pitches, it's four-seam, curveball, slider, and changeup. So yeah, again, that's what I'm talking about. That's the normal mix right there.
Coming out of the bullpen in this one.
Yeah, I'm surprised. Only 5 innings, right? I don't have the slider too far over. I think it's only at 6 or maybe 7 for the full pitcher slider. Or what is it called? Manager hook.
In front of the changeup, and he can't keep it fair. 2 strikes on him now.
But what was the velo here? 93 from the left. Kirshner is his name.
The 1-2.
Oh, okay.
This is a fun guy to watch when he's up there. Really battles. Doesn't take any pitches off. He's a grinder. Always.
Again, for anyone who's here, thanks for joining me. Appreciate the support.
And
I totally whip on that curveball.
Comes up empty, and that's the first out.
Now batting.
Here's Rowe. He excels against left-handers. Hit a home run with him in the first game against the lefty.
For him in the ball game. And they'll start things out with a change.
Generally, I don't like left-handers as much.
Good spot
I
to
don't
be
know.
in right
I
now
just
as
like
a hitter.
facing right-handed pitchers more than lefties.
Good time
That's
to
kind of
get
how it was
that
in real life
fastball
when I
started
played
loose.
ball too. Had a couple friends that threw left-handed, and those are the couple guys that I really didn't have a handle on. So it's interesting that I can't hit lefties on the show either.
Not close with the
especially bad online. I had a series where I played against an all-time Phillies team in a custom league, and he threw Cole Hamels in 2 of the games, and threw Cliff Lee in the 3rd, and I think I combined for like 5 runs, and they were all against Lee in the 3rd game. So it's a problem for me, at least as a player, that I can't hit left-handers as well as I do right-handers.
Ready for another shot now, Christopher Schwab.
So I got Mejia. Mejia's a new guy for the set. He's a veteran. His age is 37. He's not a switch hitter, but I kind of did the thing where I talked about this the last game where he'll be a different hitter against right-handed pitching than he is against left-handed pitching. Like right-handed here, he's balanced. It's 55-70. That's good balance for a hitter. And then against left-handers, he just goes for power. So it's 28 contact and 90 power. So it's an extreme player type, yeah. And I did this a few times. It's not like a common thing, but he's a power hitter by definition. Yeah, exactly. Like a good bench bat here. If you need a hit against a right-hander, he'll be there for that. In blue, he is a free agent by default on the new roster, and then he can play a bunch of spots. He's not a good defender necessarily, but he could play in a good amount of positions. So he's a good bench bat. I think what I want to do is have Marco Ortiz bat here, though. He's like the prototypical bench outfielder. Big time contact against lefties, plays good defense, enough speed, enough kind of thing. Where he's not a starter. I'm gonna have him bat here for Schwab.
And the base is empty. A ball and no strikes. 281.
Having a good year too. It's got 799 OPS. That's decent. He just needs to play more. Again, he's more of a bat against the left-handers kind of guy.
Skied
It's
into
right down the middle.
straightaway
I get
right.
it. So, not even close.
Mitchell is going to have room out there as he puts this away to retire the side.
Yeah, Blue, I added a lot more fringe guys in this roster. And then same with the update from the summer. Both rosters have a lot more 60s, mid 60s to 70 overall guys who could make an impact year 1, but really could make an impact year 2. kind of thing, and it's spread out through the entire roster. It's not just free agents. It's not just like
Hit
certain
high
teams. And
and
this is
deep
all
out
run.
to
It's
left
great.
field. And now over the wall. And this is going to be ruled a home
I love that.
run. A solo shot here to left. 7 home runs for him on the year now. And it's given the Tigers a 2-1 lead.
Launched. That's Velasquez. He hits really well against left-handers.
But that swing right there,
Not so
although
much
in the
against
middle
righties.
innings, could
He
be
really
the
hit that one
deciding
well
factor,
too.
and we could be looking back at this one when it's all said and done.
Yeah, there's no chance of getting to that. Okay, let's at least consider the bullpen. I want Gore in the rotation. I don't know why he's there. Yeah, I want him in the rotation instead of Montgomery. Whatever, that doesn't matter right now. Down a run. Manzanillo. He's kind of like been at least my saving, or I was quick managing for a while. So he's going to be my next guy.
Standing in now, AJ Mitchell.
Probably have Zarate go through Phillips, 3-hitter, and I'll
He's 0 for 2 in the ballgame
and I'll
so
put in a
far.
new pitcher after that. So it's the thought. Maybe I can get Zarate through the inning. I'd like that for a quality start. This pitch right in front of it. Hey, Blue, which team are you rooting for? What's up with this?
Edge of the zone that time taken and ruled a strike.
That's another strike. Wow.
2
This
runs,
umpire likes the
3
outside
hits,
corner.
and no errors in the ballgame for the Tigers. And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2.
Kind of thing. Hope I get a call.
Pulls this one in the air out to left. Jackson comes in a few steps as he hauls it in for the first out.
Now battle, first baseman, Avery Phillips.
Coming to the plate now, Avery Phillips. 1 run in and 1
So you are rooting for Detroit is what you're saying, Blue. Okay. I see you.
Outfield shaded toward right center. Here's the first pitch. And he swings through a fastball and doesn't catch up with it. It's 0-1.
Yeah, I'm rooting for the best outcome.
Right there.
I just want 1-run games every game, right?
Speed because he was so
That's a
late
nice
on
pitch
that
right there.
first
That's
pitch.
right around the corner.
Behind 0-2 now.
I'm happy he didn't swing at that. I want just off the plate now.
Maybe lucky to get a piece there. It stays 0-2.
You can definitely tell with that foul off right there that he's picking up spin on this pitcher's off-speed stuff. Maybe expect a fastball on this next one.
And now a check swing, but did he go around is the question. No, he did not, says Carl
Oh,
Dixon
good
down
curveball
at
down.
third base. It's ball
Mark,
1.
they can block it too, so.
And he'll lay off the curveball that's in the dirt that time, and it's back to even now at 2-2. Swing and a miss as he ran that two-seamer right by him for the second out.
Thanks again for anyone who's watching. If you're here and you haven't commented yet, please do. I'd like to know who's here. Thank you for the support. Nonetheless, you don't have to comment. Thank you for all the support. We should be getting to affiliate tomorrow. And then I'll throw up the roster that I've been using for this franchise in the roster vault as well.
No hits to this point.
But should get there tomorrow.
Heading out towards shallow right. Andrews is there, and he'll put it away to retire the side. 1 for the Tigers, and it comes on this solo home run. The 6, 7, 8 hitters coming up to start the 7th, and Detroit's taking a 2-1 lead.
Don't want it.
So digging in now, Chad Wood. He'll be tasked with starting things as we begin the 7th.
Wood too, actually. He's not much against left-handers. So that's 50 and 52. And Ortiz is going to be the guy instead. That's 57 and 7.
Carlos Ortiz will pinch hit here, and he's the potential tying run.
I got him from the Cardinals. Mentioned that earlier. What number was traded for him?
First pitch of the inning is taken.
Decent overall shortstop. I believe he's got deep potential, so he turns into something a little later on. He's kind of like an everyday guy can be a C potential. I don't think really a D potential. Like many guys with deep potentials won't really turn into an everyday guy. But a C potential is like the bare minimum you need for someone to be an everyday guy. And then like if you look at the actual numbers, like a 75 usually is like a better starter kind of thing, and then an 80 is like
right center.
an 80
Center
potential
fielder
usually
giving
turns into
chase.
actual
He
major
gets
league
to it and makes
contributors,
the catch for the
guys that
first
can
down.
make a difference day in day out.
Now
You
back.
just gotta wait for that
Right
development to get there, and then of course A is or higher B is an all-star, and then A's are guaranteed all-stars. Almost always good
Mohican takes the mound now, and
good
it
kind of
appears
hitters
he's
like
been
that,
brought
and
in to
then
face the right-handed batter
that's
who
where
waits
your very
next.
good players.
Yeah, you usually don't hear the term.
I was hoping they'd
pretty
keep the lefty in.
specialist
I wanted
very
Andrews
often.
against
That's
the
kind of
lefty
how they're
here.
using him here, Matt. Most hitters have a harder time against pitchers of the same handedness, so we'll see
He's
if
a
this move
tough
pans
too.
out.
Lots of
Lenny
fastballs.
Andrews comes on with one away as he looks
Richards,
at a
they
ball.
were
It's
4
1-0.
up to 10. I believe Richards is their last lefty. I didn't look at it ahead of time. He's not. They got Rivas in the majors still. Okay. Rivas is like a fringe arm. He's usually either AAA or the
Now the
majors.
pitch. And a
Depends on what
fastball
happens
that's
with free
about off
agency,
the
of course.
radar
That
screen
changes
there. It's
everything.
2-0.
And then there's a lot of pitchers who are free agents after year one. Kinsler was mentioned earlier. The other big pitcher is Chip Wolf. And then there's a bunch of relievers who I just, purposely, you're going to have a big turnaround for a lot of bullpens.
Every base runner in a close game like this really matters, so you can't afford to be giving out free passes this late.
3-0 and set my controller down. I'm not swinging at that. Doesn't even matter what it is.
3-0 pitch on its way. And he lays
That's
off
ball
ball
four. That's
4.
nice. I
So
like
now
that.
the potential
Is that my
tying
second
run
walk?
here is aboard late in the game.
And you can tell by his body language that
So
he's
Mohican just
beyond
comes in and throws
frustrated by
balls. I like
call.
that.
He's got to be wondering what he's got to do, but the last thing he needs to do is to let it get under his skin. That will only make things worse.
Looks like it already got under his
So
skin.
a pivotal moment here, and digging in now, Joaquin Marte, and he does so representing the possible go-ahead run. And he holds up here, but the pitch is a cold strike anyway.
That's one I should swing at right
That was
there.
a pretty good fastball after he walked the hitter previous. There was a little angry on that heater.
Oh, and then that's right
Here's
down
a
in the
ball hit in the
zone.
air. But this will wind up being
Hey, a one-out walk is a rally, though, isn't it, Blue?
We're in the 7th inning now. The pitcher's duel, 2-1 our score.
0-2 isn't great, though.
Tried to get him to go after the slider, but it's 1-2.
Tigers pen does have a lot of guys that throw hard. That's also intentional. Got to have some bullpens that have harder throwing guys, and then some bullpens have a little softer tossers. But for the most part, your bullpens are going to be, harder throwing guys, harder throwing.
With 2 outs, it becomes a lot more difficult to manufacture
Yeah,
that
I'm nowhere
guy
near
home.
that swing either.
Probably need a ball in the gap to give him a chance.
At the plate now, Doug Ziegler, as he'll send a ground ball down to third. On to second for the force out, and the side is retired.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time for the traditional 7th.
Payne, Brazelman, and Suarez for them here in the 7th. I'm going to put in my righty now. There's Ortiz to play short.
Number 15.
Like that, he only plays short. He doesn't have any secondary positions. That's another thing I did a lot where if guys are, like, I think guys should be starters. They're going to have no secondary
over on the
position.
mound and start the home 7th.
So they want to start at that position. The logic of that generally is that I want them to, that adds another level of personality where it's like, this guy only will play shortstop. He only wants to play shortstop. If you put him at second base, he's going to put in minimal effort. You're not going to get the animations of it being a secondary position because he hasn't put in the work to play second base. And that's the same thing with like center field, or I did that with third base, even though a lot of guys who play third could play first, hypothetically, or catcher and first base. Like, there's a lot of them that the Sony roster does for backups that I threw out the window because it doesn't make sense exactly in terms of personality or actual experience playing certain positions. And then that's another thing they should add to franchises, like learn a position. So like if I wanted, like, let's say like Marte, my catcher, he's got an 8-year contract. If I wanted him to like learn first base instead to keep his career going, then I should have to teach him how to play the position. I mean, like, give me like another screen for that, like in the off season or like spring training, that says like, would you like to have your players learn positions or whatever? And it takes like some time or whatever. You need to play them at that position, like in spring training. And come on, pick up the ball. What is up with this?
He's on his way to third. And he will make it all the way
But
to third now as that mistake proves a
that was
costly
terrible.
one
I don't know why he
indeed.
didn't pick the ball up.
And that's his
But yeah,
second
give me like a
trouble
screen
season.
that
For
says
some
something
hitters,
about
that's a
like
career.
learning
Good
positions
swing
and
and
like
great
what
hustle
their
to
requirement
pick
is.
up
If
the
it's a
three
certain
bagger.
amount of months, or if it's a certain amount of games, or if it's a certain amount of innings, or if I can like simulate that kind of thing, or anything like that. But give me the opportunity to move like my catcher to first base, move my shortstop to third base, like anything like that would be nice for immersion.
Into
And
the
then kind
box
of have
now,
those be
Jose
suggested to you
Brazoban, as he'll
would
fall
be
behind here
really
as he
cool.
goes
So
after a
like
fastball that
in
might
like the
have been
middle of
out of the
spring
zone.
training,
It's
like I get a
strike one.
notification that
1
says
for
like
2 in the ball
Jose
game thus far.
Brazoban here, like looks like he should play second base instead because we have a young shortstop coming up. We want to have Brazoban play second,
Here's the 0-1
and
pitch.
that suggestion could be like based off of how good like my bench coach is or something. And if I have a good bench coach, then it's a good suggestion. If I have a bad bench coach, then it's a bad suggestion. Like sometimes, or have it be like an A through F rating, where like a lot more of the time a
And a
bad
half
rated
swing
coach
here,
is
but
going
he
to give you
pretty clearly
bad
went around, and it's
recommendations, and have
1-2
your
now.
coaching staff actually matter here. Instead of me just going in editing a player and being like, oh, I want Brazovan to play second. Um,
Sent
just give
out
me
to
that level of
straightaway
immersion,
center field.
that extra layer of the coaches
Catch
actually
made in
making a
center.
difference.
Here comes the
And then, of
runners at
course, that needs to
third.
be built into the
Now the
CPU
relay
doing it in the
home.
franchise as
And
well.
add a run on the
So,
sacrifice
the
fly as
CPU will
that'll
kind of
make
do
this a
best player
3-1 game.
available in free
Great job
agency.
of offensive
So then, like,
execution there.
if they do
Lead
sign the
off
best player
triple, and
available,
then
like,
the
and they have
sac
like
fly
5
to bring home
shortstops
a
on their
run.
major league roster, like, have them move one of them to center field and have them move a different one to second base or third base, whatever. So, like, they aren't all 80 overall,
Now at the
something like
plate,
that,
Dario
shortstops in the
Suarez.
majors, and then playing at secondary positions. Like have it be smart about like why the GM made that move or why the coaches think that they can win with those certain players, stuff like that. Also, that sucks because
First
that
pitch of the
animation was the
at-bat.
reason I gave up the
Check
run
swing,
there.
but he held up in time. Ball
Dumb.
one.
Couldn't pick up the
Time to
ball
be
animation
aggressive with
there.
these hitters now. After that sac fly, now's the time to try to get out of this inning with only 1 run scored.
A ball and a strike now.
Thanks again, anybody who's watching. You're watching me give up runs to the Tigers here. Back-to-back innings in which I gave up a run.
Grounder down the line at third. Scooped up. Throw in time at first for route number 2.
The batter, the catcher, Kelly Prescott.
Digging in and looking for more, Kelly Prescott. He came through with an RBI single in his last at-bat.
Yeah, guys, everyone knows he's been slumping.
Cool.
Dan,
Yeah,
you
let's
can
get to
certainly
Prescott here.
attest to this, only amassing a solid 1 hit in your entire career.
And we'll have to
Quickly
leave it
ended the
there.
inning after I gave up
Quickest
the run,
way
at
here
least.
to end the inning. So 1 run on 1 hit, no errors, and
At
no
least
one
we got
left.
the top of the lineup
8th
here.
inning
Should be
coming
able
up.
to get something
Detroit
going
is
here
out
in
in
the 8th.
front, 3-1.
Let's see who they'll put in. I don't think they'll have Mojica throwing now.
Carlos
They
De La
won't.
Torre
De La
has been
Torre.
summoned from the bullpen as he'll do so to start
0-4
the 8th.
record, so that means he's been pitching in games where they've been ahead.
De La Torre.
6.38 ERA though, so that means he hasn't been good. 6.38. You still got him pitching in the 8th inning in July. Come on now. Who do
Even
I
though
want
they're
for
moving
the
into
8th?
the back end of this game, they're only down by a couple of runs.
9-1.
You know that old slogan of looping and blast? They could certainly
Didn't do
use
well
that
with
right
Jenkins
now.
last time, but let's see what we can do here. 5.48 ERA for them. Webster
First
was walked
delivery
last
to him
time.
on the way. Now here's a slider that can't quite get back to the outside corner. It's ball 1. Now
Blake Miles is someone who I am
closer
terrified
starts to
of.
get
So
loose
let's
out there.
score here so I don't have to face him down 2 runs. Yeah, that walk to strikeout rate was really bad there.
Mitchell moves to his right and puts this one away in the alley for route number 1.
Yeah, and then that wasn't even like, what did it say, like 26 innings, and he had only 16 strikeouts? Not good. De La Torre usually is a good, middle reliever, like,
Jackson.
Setup guy. So I'm a little surprised by his numbers being so bad. Must be part of the reason why they're in 4th place, too. That's a pitch which was swung at. I looked away. Yeah, hang a slider like that.
1.
The 1-1 home. And this is popped up. Back behind second. Velasquez backs up and takes care of it. 2 away.
Now back, the center fielder. Ball.
Not ideal. So now we need Keith to do something.
At the
That's
plate,
going to make the ninth inning even worse than two, because it's going to be 4, 5, 6 if I don't get Keith on.
In this one. He's ready.
So,
Here's the first offering.
oh!
Pulls this one into the air out into right field. Mitchell will get there, and he puts it away to retire the side.
Yeah, not looking good here. Yeah, I thought I was getting good contact too. De La Torre has bad numbers. I guess he was due for a good appearance, right? Here comes
Alex
Winters.
is on to pitch out of the bullpen in the bottom half of the 8th.
Alex.
Look at all those strikeouts. 48 strikeouts and 47 2/3. That's nice. Lots of walks, lots of hits getting out though. At least gets a base 3 right-handed hitters. That should push for them pretty easily.
No left fielder.
Down 2 runs to where I might only have him throw.
From the stretch, lifted down the line in left. And
I believe Winters was new in the update this summer. The Indians bullpen is interesting. I have like a lot of depth in like the Indians on the Spiders now. But the Indians in the roster like have a lot of depth in terms of like guys who are like almost there in the majors for the bullpen. And I feel like I kind of made that so there's a few more teams that are like right there. Because relief pitchers like in real life, like one of the main positions where like I feel like there's a lot of guys in AAA who could be doing all right in the majors. Where like a starter, you'll get a little bit more exposed, I guess, or any position player like shouldn't necessarily play in the majors if they're not quite ready. But like bullpen is like kind of the place where you put somebody if you're not entirely sure if they're there yet.
Nice effort turned in by the starter. These days, pitching is
but yeah, they have a lot of depth like right there in AAA at the start of the franchise.
In now, Nicholas Velasquez, swing and a liner. He's working.
And then of course that's not just based on overall. There's a lot of, it's more like the control of every pitch. So you really want to like go in and look at like edit a player and look at their control for each and every pitch and see if they can actually be effective at the major league level, because control is probably like the biggest attribute, at least like in terms of like if the pitcher's going to be successful or not.
On a line, that's a base hit.
Hey, pitchers, you better start taking notice of this guy. He better be circled on that lineup card because he's on fire. That's his second hit of the ball game right there, and I don't see him stopping.
Let's get Mitchell now. I don't want
into the box, A.J. Mitchell. As he'll take a look at a strike right down the middle. It's 0-1. He's hitless in 3 at-bats to this point. Soft liner to the left side. In there, a base hit.
Oh, what are you doing?
Velasquez blows through the stop sign, headed for home. Safe at the plate as they extend their lead to 3.
Hey, Dero, that's a
That's
big
a bad
RBI right there to
defense. All right.
this lead to 3. Takes a lot of pressure off your pitcher going into the bottom part of the inning.
Yeah, Dan, no doubt. As an offense, all you're trying to do is put your pitchers in positions to be successful. Giving them that 3-run cushion has to make you feel good.
A swing and a liner to left center field, and that's going to drop in for a base hit.
Not even close. Not worth throwing it home there.
Will score easily.
Hey, that's what you try.
It means if they put in Miles, it won't be a save at least. That's not good.
Slam ahead, Dan, but you're a former closer.
This is me getting blown up with Winters. Yeah, you didn't do anything in the first.
And then your offense gets it to 4, and you know that save situation's gone out the window. Don't tell me that didn't hurt you.
Oh, it does hurt. Oh, it does, because, Dero, the only way you're going to get into this game is it has to be a save situation. You sit and watch 8 innings of baseball, you get up to warm up in the 9th.
Oh, come on, go after that.
Hey, I'm going to come in and get me a
right off the
save,
plate. That's a nice
all of a
pitch.
sudden
Let's do
you're
the
out
same
of the
thing.
game
This is
because
the
it's a
slurve now.
4-1 lead. Of course you think about it as a reliever.
But gloved by the third baseman for the out, and he will scurry back to first as he'll think
Yeah.
twice about trying to move up.
Here's Payne.
Now batting.
So stepping in, Jalen Payne. And a fastball's in there for strike one.
Great job by the pitcher right there, changing eye levels. We all know he's a sinker ball pitcher, but if he could throw some
That
four-seamers
fastball
up in the zone like that, it could work for him.
And he fouls this one off. On its way, the 0-2 pitch.
Ooh, not where I wanted that.
The opposite way.
Anyway.
Andrews is there,
All
and
right.
he'll make the catch to
Thanks again for
retire
anyone
the
who's
side.
watching.
So
Again,
it's
gave
2
up runs
runs
on
on
3 straight
hits,
innings
no
now.
errors, and a runner
Not
left
ideal.
on.
Haven't had a hit in a
We
while
played
either. We still have
8-4.
4.
Tigers
We're
are out
headed
in
to that.
front, 5-1.
Start following me on Twitter. Please do. It's Bacon's Fictional. No spaces. You can't have
So
having
striding forward
any
now,
other
Eric
letters or
Rowe.
anything else other than letters. So it's Bacon's
Hitters, and they're
Fictional.
hoping that this is the
Then
part
follow
of
me
the
on here.
lineup that can get something
We're already
going.
at 50 followers, but
One
let's
run
keep
on the
building this
board
up.
so far for them. They just
Here we
haven't
are
had
with 9th. They're going to
consistently
keep
good at bats.
De La Torre in. He only threw 6 pitches.
From the stretch, here's the pitch.
That's a ball.
Some
He
activity
can bring
out in
it
the
to
bullpen now
98.
as a couple of
They don't even
left-handers
have Miles
begin to
up. It's
stir.
Rivas and Richards. Yeah. So let's see what we can do here with Rowe.
The 1-0 home. Smoke toward third.
Yeah,
Oh, and he has some trouble with it.
Oh, and he threw it away.
Pulls the first baseman
Let's
off
go.
the bag.
That's a start.
Now
I like that
batting.
animation too, where the
Part of
third
me wants
baseman
to
keeps it in
applaud
front
him
of
for
him.
staying with it and making
And then the
the
throw is just bad,
After he
so.
bobbled, he should have just eaten the ball and lived to fight another day. As it is, he gets tagged with an error, and a man is on base.
That's quite the start for us. I'm not going to pinch run there. That doesn't make any
Digging in
sense.
for his second
Down
at
4
bat,
runs.
Marco Ortiz.
Just bear with having a slow guy on the bases.
First offering on its way.
Count 1-0.
Hopefully get something going here with Ortiz. Yeah, that's the start of a rally, Blue. That's right.
Looked like a slider perhaps, but it missed badly, and it's 2-0.
I don't blame him for not coming over the heart of the plate. He circled this guy on the lineup card when he got to the yard today. He's been swinging one of the hotter bats in the game.
Nobody out, runner on first.
Oh,
Bouncing
no,
ball
no, no,
toward
no,
the
no.
hole. The second for one.
Yeah, that sucked.
On to first, and that's
Yep.
the very last thing they needed at this
That
point.
is exactly the last thing I wanted to see, yeah.
2 away now.
Oh, man, that's just a backbreaker right there. You get the leadoff man to start the night.
That sucks
you're
on a
looking pretty
2-0
good,
pitch,
right?
too.
Not when the next guy bounces into a double play. We'll see if they can get the final out and wrap this thing up.
Standing in, Carlos
Here's
Ortiz.
Ortiz.
He comes
Carlos
to the plate as the last chance for his side. 2 out here in the ninth.
That sucks,
Here's
too.
the first pitch to him.
Like anything other than a
In
double
there,
play.
the knees, strike one. Bases are empty here with 2 men out. And
Oh,
this
and
is
that's
swung on and a miss. So now they find themselves down to their
This game
final
changed
strike
real
today.
fast right here.
I think it's about time to choke up on that
He's
net
gonna
and
foul
get
that
that
off.
foot down.
That was a
He's
fastball right down the middle on
awfully
0-2.
dirty right now.
That's why you're not striking guys out here,
Crowd
De La
now
Torre.
still a
You're
bit over
throwing a fastball right down the
23,000 comes
middle
to
of the
their
plate.
feet.
And then that
Fouled
one.
away.
That was high, but still, same thing. Why are you throwing fastballs on 0-2?
And a good idea to
This is
hold
left
off
field
on
for the
that swing.
slide.
It's ball 1.
Great job right
These are all
there. to
fast
hold up.
fastballs,
Game could have been
298,
over.
97.
Gives himself another chance.
Fouled off.
That's a pitch you'll see online a lot.
Good battle
Going right in
here.
the top
This will
corner
be
there.
the 7th pitch coming up. And he gets strike 3 called.
All right,
in
well,
here,
that's
and
the end of
with
this
that,
one.
This one is over.
5-1
In hindsight,
loss.
it was the right choice to let the setup guy stay in the game and finish this thing. I wasn't
So
sure
thanks for
before,
joining me
but the
today.
results sure speak
This
for
is going to be
themselves.
probably it for the
Tonight's game
stream
comes to an end,
today.
5-1,
Want to do a quick
the
run
final
game.
score. The Detroit Tigers
Join me again
rode an
tomorrow.
important
Probably going to
6th
do
inning victory in this
4
one.
o'clock.
Clay
I think
Hirschner
at 4
gets
o'clock
the win
Central.
in
I'll post
relief, his
on
second of the
Twitter
year.
about it right before I'm about to go live. And hopefully we get to affiliate tomorrow. Yeah, it was just a good pitch to end it there for, yeah. But yeah, hopefully hopefully we do something better tomorrow, right? We're going to start with the Spiders. We're going to play in Houston against those Astros. So thanks for joining me. I'm going to bounce out and then save this one. I'll be back tomorrow. So chat some more then. There is my 11th inning program award. Here's fine, and then here we're just going to save. So again, thanks for joining me. See you all tomorrow.